Well, hello angels and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, today we're back with a brand new video. So today's is another makeup video. It's a bit weird because this is a Friday, not a Sunday, but today's video is going to be Christmas glam, if you will. I know some people don't like to put makeup on or get ready on Christmas, so this is going up Christmas Eve. So a bit late in the game, but here we are. I really wanted to do a Christmas glam, even though I have nowhere to go today. I really just wanted to play around with makeup and create a Christmas glam that I may or may not use on Christmas. I don't really know yet, so we're just gonna see where it goes with that. But yeah, so this is going from Christmas Eve in case you wanted to do some glam on Christmas, and I'm gonna show you how I do my makeup and a few tips and tricks that I've learned. I mean, I'm not that great at it, but I kind of know what I'm doing, if you know what I mean. So this is kind of a new style because I don't really do tutorials, but so that's what we're gonna do today. So we're just gonna see how it goes. But yeah, I'm really excited to get in with this Christmas glam. I literally have nothing to do today other than uni work and I need to take some headshots so by myself, so that's also interesting. But yeah, let's just get straight in with the video. Okay, so as you can see, I'm a bit more ready now. I have put some jewellery on. I have decided to go with Halloween earrings. They're these little hands with pearls. You know, they are from my small business, along with this star necklace, which will be linked down below. But yeah, that's that's what we've gotten today. So to get started with today's look, the first thing I'm going to do is set my brows down. This is what I do every day. So I take a setting spray. This one's really run out. Or just water, and I spray it on a bar of soap. I then take a spoolie. This has got loads of soap on it. I do let the soap sink into the setting spray sink into the soap before I actually put it on me, because otherwise I've learned that doesn't really work as well as you think it would. So yeah, you kind of just let it sink in, cover your brush in it, and then move my mirror. So then you get it, and I just kind of make sure all my brow hairs are coated in it, and just keep brushing upwards, and when I feel like they're sorted, I then start to shape it. I don't go as big as these as I usually would. I literally just make them a little bit bigger, and I feel like that's made my brows look so much better than when I didn't do this. And I kind of just keep playing around with it until the soap starts to set. My brows never look the same. They're like, they don't look exactly alike, but you know, not everything has to be symmetrical, you know. So the next step is to go in with my foundation. So I am actually using two foundations. These are the ones that I would usually go in with, and I mix them because they're two different shades, and one's more full coverage than the other, but it's pale, so I add the other one that's not exactly full coverage, just to add some more colour. So I use the Tarte Face Tape in the shade 12N Fair Neutral, and the Tarte Found Sealer in 16B Fair Light Beige, and I just use a makeup brush, the end of one, to mix that on the back of my hand. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. I mean, you probably can't see the two different colours, and that is dripping down my hand, but then I just kind of take a brush and mix the two together. Okay, I then take a damp beauty blender. So this is, I don't know where this is from. I've been using this a while, but it's kind of like the microfiber one. it's damp. It's actually probably a bit too damp, but I then take some of the foundation off of my hand and kind of put that on my face. As you can tell, it doesn't look like it matches, but my face is always so much more red than my chest and my neck because of the acne scarring that I do have. So while I try to cover that, I have to make sure that it matches to my neck and not my face colour, because otherwise it would be really pinky and very red and wouldn't match anything else. But when it's all blended out, it obviously matches everything. You can obviously use a cheaper foundation for this. I know these two aren't exactly cheap. These foundations have lasted me a while, to be fair. If you don't want to go that full coverage, I only go full coverage because I have redness and acne that I want to cover. You can use, this is one of my favourites, is the Morphe 2 Hint Skin Tint. That is very much a very light coverage because it's a skin tint. So if you didn't want to go all out, or any really, a tip that I've learned is not to go underneath my eyes with my foundation. Yes, I look kind of crazy like this, but I found that it kind of works better if I just go under my eyes with concealer. I don't want to put too much product under there, otherwise it starts to crease. It already creases sometimes, but otherwise it just looks too heavy under my eyes, and that is not the look or the vibe that we're going for, especially if we're in full glam. I always do get this on my brows, but I will go in and fix those with my brow products later on. Okay, I feel like my foundation is kind of blended and just going over it to make sure it's all like patted into my skin. As you can see, my brows are kind of disappearing at this point, but we will go in and fix those later on. So I am going to go in with my concealer now. So the concealer I'm using, I always use this one, is the Lasting Perfection Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, and I actually have the Blemish one at the moment. It was a new thing that I saw when I went to go buy a new concealer. So I usually use the normal one, but this is the Blemish one. Not sure if it makes a difference, but this is in the colour Ivory 3. And I go in and I kind of put that under my eyes, you know, because I do have dark circles to cover. I didn't sleep very well last night, so we want to cover those. And then I kind of, because I do have a lot of acne scarring and acne, not so much acne now as acne scarring, and sometimes it doesn't always get covered, so I do like to go in with a bit of concealer and just cover anywhere that I feel like needs to be covered. I just don't feel like you can see it, how much it needs to be covered on camera, but in person it does. So I just kind of put a little bit everywhere, basically, kind of like an extra foundation. And basically I've found like a little tip that if I let my concealer sit on my face for just like a few minutes, it actually gives me more of a full coverage, which I found helps more than setting it or blending it out instantly when you put it on, because then you kind of have to go in with another layer. But this is just a little tip that I've learned. Doesn't always, I feel like, because sometimes I'm in a rush, so I don't always have the time to sit there and wait for my concealer to like do that. But and I always put the concealer on my eyes first and then and blend it out last, because that is where I'm going to need the coverage, because I do use the same sponge as I use for my foundation, and this just helps to pull it all together. And then I go underneath and blend my eyes. You want to be gentle underneath your eyes, because obviously that's a very sensitive and delicate area. There we are. I do then go in with a little bit of concealer on my eyelids to prepare for the eyeshadow that we'll be going on later, and then lightly dab that and blend that on my eye as well. Once that is all blended, we're looking a little boring, we're looking a little bit flat, so we are going to go in with a contour. So one I'm using is from Morphe. It's the Dimension Effect contour stick, and I use the colour Effect 12, if that makes any sense. So with this, I kind of put it just above where my natural cheekbones are, or whatever that bone is. Kind of just put a little bit on there, and the forehead. That was probably a bit too much. And then I'm not going to talk while I do the next bit, but I'll show you. So basically I use this to contour my nose, and I have to be very careful where I put it, obviously, because otherwise it's going to look wonky. And I can't talk while I do that, so I'll do that in just a second. But you don't want to go on the sides of your nose if you're trying to get a smaller nose appearance, if that makes sense. So I want to make my nose look smaller. There's a lot of things everyone really wants, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to do. So instead of putting it on the sides of my nose, I'm going to put it on top. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm going to do, and you'll see that anyway. So as you can tell, it's not on the sides of my nose. This makes my nose, the bridge of my nose, appear a lot thinner, which is kind of what we're going for. So then to blend this out, because we're not just going to leave it like this, I then take a brush. I'm not really sure which one this is, but it is from Morphe. It's where they're like concealer brush or something, I can't really remember. But I take a brush and I kind of blend it out with a brush better, because I feel like this just works better for me than a brush, than a beauty blender, I mean. Okay, so what I do is I take this brush, yeah, it's kind of dense, if that's kind of the word, and I kind of just brush up on where that is, because I want my face to look kind of more sculpted, and because I've already put it above where you would think to put it, I do blend that line down just a tad, because otherwise it looks really harsh, and I do the exact same thing on the other side. It does look a bit harsh at the moment, and I will go in and fix that with another tip trick that I have that I will share with you in just a second. So now we're going to move on to the forehead, and blend that down. I think I put a bit too much contour on my forehead, but yeah, I just dab and blend downwards. Okay, that line is harsh, but that will be fixed in a second. I will show you, but we're going to move on to my nose real quick. So for this, I do take the same brush, and I don't put it anywhere else. I literally just stroke down the brush on the line. It just kind of diffuses the line a bit without getting rid of the illusion that we're going for with the nose. So now that that's kind of blended out, it does look really harsh. So a trick that I learned from Eve Jenkins, basically she takes the beauty blender that she uses for everything else, and basically you just kind of go over like the tops and the bottom of that blending, not over where you put it, just the blending at the top and the bottom, and I've found that it helps diffuse everything without getting rid of that contour that we've just created. And I do this on the forehead too, because sometimes it looks a little harsh, and then I go down the sides of the nose, not on top, just the sides, and help blend that down a little bit better than it is currently. And there you have it, that's the contour done. So to set that, and the powder I'm using at the moment is definitely not my favourite, but it definitely works, and it is definitely drugstore. So this is the Lasting Perfection collection one. Does its job basically. So I basically just kind of take a big fluffy powder brush and put that in the powder, and then kind of dab it and dust it everywhere, basically all over my face, just to set it, because I hate not having all of my face set. It really bothers me. Okay, so my face is kind of set, So I will fix my brows in just a bit, so we are going to ignore them for the time being. So the next thing I do is I bronze. So I have contoured, and we're just going to go and, I like to bronze after I've contoured. It just makes me feel better, gives me a bit of a glowy look, and with Christmas that's what we're going for, especially when I like to dress up on Christmas, you know. So I use the Tarte Parquet Princess bronzer in, I think it's their Amazonian clay range, I think. And what I do is I just put that where I put the contour. Just, it helps diffuse edges a bit more, and it just bronzes you up a bit. And I like looking bronzed, you know. Okay, so I also go in with this on my nose just to kind of bring that illusion back a little better, because it did get a bit lost under the powder. So I just take a small kind of square brush for that and blend it out. So the next step is to blush. I want to add a bit of colour to my face, and I love a bit of blush. So I use the Morphe Cool Pro 8C palette, and I take an angled brush. I think this is actually for contouring, but you know, and I take the colour Hot from this palette. It's just my favourite ones, and I put that on the top of my cheeks and kind of just brush upwards, so to blend that on top of the contour that we did, and just blend. Okay, so now that we've got some colour back, it looks really crazy at the moment, but it does kind of settle down and it kind of mixes with the powder and everything and doesn't look too out there. I do like to just put a little on the end of my nose. I don't know, it just adds a little extra, you know. So the next step is to go in with highlight. Yeah, so I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream palette, and I use the colour Sunshine. I'm not going to show this because a lot of them are broken and I'm not looking forward to having to clean that up right now. Yes, it's been broken for months and I just still haven't cleaned it, but I just kind of put that on the top. I'm a person who loves highlight, so you don't have to go in this crazy with highlight, but I love a little bit of highlight, you know. So I then take that and I put a bit on the end of my nose, blend that out a little bit, and then I go down the middle. I'm not going to talk like this because I'll do it wrong, but I go down the middle of my nose, and this just helps to create more of that illusion. And then I do like to just put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. We have that. So now we're going to move on, and the next step we have is so we're going to move on, and the next step we have to do is to do my brows. Obviously we did set them earlier, but I'm using the Maybelline Tattoo Brow, I think that's what it's called, the pomade, and an angled little brush, and I kind of just go over my brows already just to kind of bring their colour back, because they got kind of lost under all the foundation and the powder and everything. And yeah, that's basically it. There's not really much technique to it. It's very light brushing because not all of the hairs need to be brought back, but see, that brow looks so much better. I feel like we're already losing light today and it's only 1:10. Probably because it's a cloudy day, but just need enough light to get photos and we're good, you know. So I'm going to move on to my eyes now, and I'm not really sure what to do with them because I like to go all out with my eyes. My eyes is where I really express myself. I love playing with eyeshadow, that's the whole thing. So I'm not really sure what to do for that. I do want to go do something green because the dress that I'm going to wear today for some photos is green. So I feel like that kind of makes sense, but I know not everyone loves green. My eyes are green, not that you can see in this light, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. So Okay, so I have changed the idea that I was going to do for today's makeup look, but I want everyone to be able to kind of like this look, and I know not everyone does like a bit of dark green eyeshadow. So I have changed my idea and I will talk you through this. So I'm going to use, I'm using like 4 different palettes, maybe 3, maybe 2. We'll just see how it goes. So for now, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette with Morphe, and I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill brush JH32, and I'm going to start off with this top colour up here, which is called Love Handles, and basically I'm going to put that in my crease and above it and just kind of blend that out. Okay, so this is probably one of the easiest parts of this eyeshadow look. Okay, I'll work on the top in just a second, but I want to work on the liner sort of thing that we're going to go with today. So I'm going to take Comfort Zone, which is the one next to that one, so it's this one up here, and I'm kind of taking like a flat brush. This is the JH43 for reference, and I kind of just put that on my brush and kind of create a wing upwards. I do put that across the lash line as well. And then I take okay, so then I take a small fluffy brush. This is the JH40, and kind of just blend out those edges because I want it to be, I don't want it to be that harsh, but I want the effect of it, if you will. I go in with like dark brown, so I'm going in with that Comfort Zone one at the moment, and I'm going to go in with the one underneath that, which is Homebody, which is this one, and then once that's blended out I'm going to go in with a black because why not. So I'm actually doing this in a really weird way, but you know, I've changed my idea a little bit, but I'm gonna go in and darken what's in the crease, because the green shadow that I'm using is kind of a dark one, so we want to go in with some brown shadows because we don't want it to look too weird later on. I'm just kind of blending those colours, all 3 of the browns that I already mentioned, in the crease and outwards to kind of give that winged effect with the rest of the shadow on the brush. Now I'm going to go in with that black, and black shadow actually scares me. I hate using it because if it goes wrong, it goes wrong, if you know what I mean. But for the effect that we want, we've got to use black, you know. Okay, so this is where we're at. I'm not loving it 100%, so we're gonna try and fix that and see if I can make me love it. Maybe when I go in with the green, because I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna use the green from the Conspiracy palette. So I'm using, I don't know what it's called right now. It's called Illuminati, and I probably should have done this before I did my liner, but I'm just going over that liner and up on the whole lid. We're going in with that green glitter shadow, which really ties in with the black. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with a bit of the silver and white glitter just on top of that. And then I'm just going back in with a black shadow because I kind of ruined the liner by adding that glitter on. So I'm really not sure if I'm loving this. So we're gonna add just some mascara real quick. So the mascara I'm using currently is the Lash Surge False Lash Effect from Collection. I just put just a little layer of this on my lashes so that I'm just curling them. So when I put my lashes on, they blend better. So it is really just a thin. Okay, so I've got two lashes to choose between, so let me grab them. Okay, so I bought these the other day from Primark. They stopped selling the lashes that I usually would wear, so that was really unfortunate. So I'm trying out two different new ones. So I've got these ones or these ones, and I'm really not sure which ones to go with. Maybe I'll go with these ones, or let's try these ones. So these are they're obviously by Primark, they're the PS, they're the 3D Angel ones. We're just gonna give these a go. So I'm gonna put some lash glue on and then try and put them on in a second. Okay, so one lash is on. I actually really love these lashes. That also went on really well. I did have to cut them, so I used another pair of lashes to measure that up against to make sure I got the sizing right. That's what I usually do, but that lash went on so easily and I really love that. So if this is the hard eye to put my lashes on for some reason, so I'm hoping that that goes well as well, because if I'm praying it does. But I can't use tweezers to put my lashes on. I literally just get the lash with my fingers, put it on and then play around with it. That's what works for me. So we're gonna see if this lash goes on as well as that one did. Okay, so that lash actually went on surprisingly well. I didn't think it was going to, because I always have trouble with the corners sticking down, but I'm actually really loving these lashes. And they were only £2. What a bargain. So the last and final step of this makeup look is the lips. So I've got two options. I'm either going to use the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics lipstick in the colour Mama, or we're going to use the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics Promised lip cushion, but I think I'm going to go with the liquid lip. I'm gonna wipe off the lip gloss I have on currently. And I'm gonna apply this. Okay, so the lips are on. This is actually one of my favourite new lipsticks. I had this on for 12 hours the other day and I didn't have to top it up once. Amazing. And then the other day I had it on for 12 hours again, and that time I put a lip gloss over it and it still lasted all day. I do need to get more colours of that, but for now that works. I actually really love how this makeup turned out this Christmas. Glam. I will get changed in just a second, so you can see it with the dress in a second, but I will move locations for you to see the dress, if that makes sense, because otherwise, you know, you can't really see it from here. But I actually really like how this turned out, and I'm actually in love with these lashes. Maybe I found a new favourite pair. They're not exactly natural, but you know. So I'm gonna go get changed and I'll be back with you in a minute to kind of finish this look and show it with the dress as well. So annoyingly, I actually did just take the dress off, but this is what it looked like. I will put a photo in if I can remember, because I genuinely, like, I was taking photos in my bathroom because that's the only place with like a white wall where it's like good lighting. And she just got changed again. But I did remember to do this clip before I take this off, or I'm taking my lashes off at least, because you know. But yes, if you liked this video, this tutorial, please like and subscribe down below, because I would love to have you around. And please check out my channel for any other videos that I may do that you may be interested in. So thanks again for watching. All my love, angels. I'll see you again next time. Bye.